is one of the biggest food brands, especially for Latin American culture. They have any bean you could ever want, marinades, spices, and even their own soda and much more. In this video, we're going to look at how Goya has brought Latin flavors to America, why they have been in the news recently, and what they have planned in the future. Before we begin, don't forget to like and subscribe to support the channel. Goya was founded by Prudencio Unanu, who was born in Villasana di Mana in 1903. When he was 17, he decided to move to Puerto Rico to try and find employment, as there was no opportunity in Spain. While he was there, he established a small food business, but he had bigger ideas. He soon moved to New York City and became a food broker for products imported from Spain. However, once the Spanish War broke out, the food supply from Spain were cut off, so he was out of a job. However, he managed to obtain a shipment from a Spanish company, and with this, his wife packaged them in a small Manhattan warehouse, selling to grocery stores. He kept the Goya name brand of the sardines, and also gave the Goya name to olive oils and olives that he was importing and sold. This is where the base of the Goya we know today started. Business picked up dramatically, with heavy influx of Puerto Ricans to New York City in the years immediately after World War II. He established 2 canneries in Banumán, Puerto Rico, to produce the foods the newcomers could not buy in supermarkets, such as beef tripe stew, tropical juices, meat-filled patties, pigeon peas, and 25 varieties of beans. Goya targeted small Puerto Rican-owned bodegas, which had customers that were looking for flavors of their home. After this, Goya wanted to expand its marketing and actually made up their own marketing agency called Inter-American Advertising. They did this because they felt like other agencies did not truly know what their brand stood for and how entrenched they were in Latin culture. Goya kept expanding as they were serving more and more stores. By 1969, Goya was selling in stores all over the East Coast from Boston to Miami, with more than 7,000 stores getting Goya products. A majority of Goya's salesmen were Spanish-speaking, so they could easily target Spanish-speaking owners and built an instant trust with their clients if they spoke Spanish. Goya estimated that 80% of its customers were ethnic Puerto Rican or Cubans. Goya has a big presence in Puerto Rico, as they established many of their food production facilities there. By the 1970s, Prudencio's son, Joseph, became president and started to take over more responsibility as the company grew. By 1979, Goya Foods had almost 1,000 employees and estimated annual sales of $90 million. The cooking, seasoning, and quality control of all 700 items was being done in Puerto Rico. A plant in Seville, Spain produced all of the olive oils, olives, and capers, and another in the Dominican Republic handled pigeon peas and the fruit pulp of Goya's tropical juices. The company also owned a Chicago warehouse for distribution in the Midwest and other areas of expanding Hispanic population growth, and a Florida fresh production facility that made Goya one of the largest grocery wholesalers in the Miami area. The main facility moved from Brooklyn to Secaucus, New Jersey, where the company had 275,000 square foot distribution and packing plant. By the 1990s, Goya topped revenues of $400 million and continued to add new products and source them from around the world. While Goya had a majority of Hispanic customers, they also wanted to capture the non-Hispanic market as well. To do this, they remade their labels to also include English as well as Spanish, as before the labels were only in Spanish. They also changed this as Hispanics were becoming more assimilated into American culture, and the new generation saw themselves as more American than Hispanic and didn't always speak Spanish. Today, Goya is still owned by the Union family and is available in almost all grocery stores. They also bring in an estimated $1.5 billion in revenue per year and employ over 4,000 people. The family is now one of the richest families in the United States, with a net worth around $1 billion. So they have come a long way from selling sardines and olive oil. In 2020, people began boycotting all Goya products. This is because the CEO, Bob Yunnan, said we're all truly blessed at the same time to have a leader like President Trump. Oppositions of Trump began boycotting all their products, and people have begun protesting outside Goya's New Jersey facility. Bob Yunnan has stuck by his words and said that he stands by what he says. Following this controversy, many investment firms have tried to persuade the board to force Bob to sell his stake in the company. One offer was from BDT Capital Partners, which valued the company at $4 billion. The board ultimately declined the offer, and Goya is still a family-run business. However, this statement has possibly split Goya's main demographic, which is Hispanics. People may soon start to turn to other brands such as Del Monte, which have produced similar products to Goya. We will soon see how this all turns out. I believe that after this election, people will begin to forget about what Bob has said and start buying products again. And with that being said, as always, thanks for watching and subscribe to see more videos.